Hello everyone. Welcome to this session, The Diversity of Chinese Customs. This session mainly consists of 3 different parts. We're going to learn how to explain Chinese calendar, present Chinese festivals, and introduce traditional Chinese weddings properly and clearly. Finally, the comparisons between Chinese festivals and Western ones will also be included. Custom is a traditional and widely accepted way of behaving or doing something that is specific to a particular society, place, or time. Certainly, each country has its own and unique customs, and China is no exception. For example, giving hongbao during Chinese New Year, celebrating 2 birthdays, and eating dumplings during the winter solstice, etc. As you can see, Chinese New Year, 2 birthdays, winter solstice, these words are all related to Chinese calendar. In fact, if you take a closer look at the traditional Chinese calendar, you may find one day may be marked with different names. Take November 7 here for example. This exactly same day is granted many other features such as 立冬 庚子年 9月22. If you want to explain the bunch of words to a foreigner, definitely you need to know how to explain the Chinese calendar. The traditional Chinese calendar is also known as the agriculture calendar, 农历, formal calendar, 旧历, traditional calendar, 老历, or yin calendar, 阴历. It's based on exact astronomical observations of the longitude of the sun and phases of the moon, and is a combined solar-lunar calendar in that it strives to have its years coincide with a tropical year, and its months coincide with the synodic months. Although modern-day China uses the Gregorian calendar, the traditional Chinese calendar still governs holidays till now. Typical examples are the Chinese New Year and the Lantern Festival in both China and in overseas Chinese communities. People also use the traditional Chinese calendar for selecting auspicious days for weddings, funerals, moving, or starting a business. As you can see from this picture, it says 以安葬、破土、祈福、祭祀等. That means this date is an appropriate date for funerals, groundbreaking, praying for blessings, and sacrificial ceremonies. 即装修、开业、结婚、入宅等. Instead, this is not an auspicious day for decoration, business start, getting married, and moving into a new place. The evening news program 新闻联播 continues to announce the months and date in both the Gregorian and the traditional lunisolar calendar. That's why one day can be marked with 2 different names since 2 calendar systems are used in China. Except for dates such as 初一、初二, which are quite easy to be understood, there are also some terms such as 立冬、小雪. Each of these terms matches a particular astronomical event or signifies some natural phenomenon. In total, there are 24 periods. You might have recited in your childhood or are still quite familiar with this jingle in Chinese. 春雨惊春清谷天，夏满芒夏暑相连，秋处露秋寒霜降，冬雪雪冬小大寒。As you can see, the 24 solar terms are hidden within. And some of these terms indicate the change of seasons, such as vernal equinox, spring begins, summer solstice, summer begins, winter solstice, winter begins, autumn equinox, autumn begins. Some of them present the change of phenomena of climate. For example, some are about precipitation or rainfall, such as green rain, the rains, heavy snow, light snow, how frost falls, cold dews, white dews. Green rain originates from the old saying, rain brings up the growth of hundreds of greens, 雨生百谷, which shows that this period of rainfall is extremely important for the growth of crops. The green rain signals the end of cold weather and a rapid rise in temperature. Clear and bright, great cold, slight cold, stopping the heat, great heat, slight heat are about the temperature, heat or cold. Of all the 24 solar terms, clear and bright is the only one whose first day is also a traditional Chinese festival, which is called Qingming Festival, or Tomb Sweeping Day. The words clear, qing, and bright mean a vivid description of the weather during this period. Temperature begins to rise, and rainfall increases, making it a crucial time for plowing and sowing in the spring. That's how the old saying comes, 清明前后种瓜点豆. Still others are particularly about the agriculture production, such as grain buds, 小满, which means that the seeds from the grain are becoming full but are not ripe. Green in ear means the grains are ripe, and insects awaken. The word 惊蛰 means the awakening of hibernating insects. 惊 is to startle, and 蛰 means hibernating insects. Although each term was named based on the seasonal changes of climate in North China Plain, people living in the different climates still use it with no changes. On December 1st, 2016, the solar terms were listed as UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage. To sum up, the traditional Chinese calendar was used for 3 different reasons: for civil purposes, for festivals, ceremonies, or choosing auspicious dates, and for agriculture production. When West meets East, you may find that, actually, the great differences between Chinese and Western customs start with the different calendars. In fact, many Western festivals are easy to be memorized, while many Chinese festivals fall on different days each year. For example, Christmas is celebrated on December 25th every year, while the Mid-Autumn Festival falls on the 15th day of the 8th month of the Chinese calendar, which differs from the Western calendar. The Western calendar, formerly known as the Gregorian calendar, is a solar calendar, it accounts the time it takes for the Earth to go around the Sun once a year. Each month has the same number of days every year, except during leap years. The Chinese lunar calendar is, despite its name, a lunisolar calendar. It counts the length of time it takes for the moon to go around the Earth as a month, while still counting the time it takes for the Earth to go around the Sun as 1 year. The outcome is the Chinese lunar calendar having a variable amount of days every year, sometimes even including an extra month. Now you understand why traditional Chinese holidays like Chinese New Year, Lantern Festival, and of course Mid-Autumn Festival seem to fall on different days every year on the Western calendar. That's all for this session. See you next time.